Vonq is the market leader in recruitment. They have trained their AI on a staggering 85 million resumes. Let Vonq also accurately predict the best job for your candidates. Go to 8vonq.com to read more about their solutions. 8vonq, not just a recruitment tool, but a paradigm shift in work tech. Hello and welcome to the 11th episode of AI in Recruitment, the podcast where we navigate the dynamic world of artificial intelligence in talent acquisition and recruitment. My name is Jasper Spanjaart and today I am joined by a very interesting guest. It's not Martijn, usually my co-host. Martijn unfortunately has had some health troubles, so Martijn, if you're listening, please rest up. You'll be talking AI in recruitment in no time. But that brings me to my next point, because next to me is Mr. Gordon Lokenberg. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, we are here today at Vonq, Vonq headquarters in Rotterdam. Can you tell me perhaps what we're doing here?
Oh my God, that's too much. What a hell of a question to start with. So we organized True today, the Recruitment Unconference, which is like totally different from all other conferences you've ever been to. I can try to explain it, but you have to be here to actually understand what we're doing here.
What makes it such a special event? Because I've heard, I was there last year, obviously, in Amsterdam. That was my first True event. Today's all about Rotterdam. But just in a nutshell, what makes it such an unusual event?
Well, there's no presentations, there's no name tags. The content is you. If you don't speak, there's no content.
Yeah.
I think that's what it makes such a cool event.
And you were the one to originally bring True to the Netherlands, is that right?
That's right.
What made you do that? Because you obviously attended it a long time ago.
I was noisy. I was just curious about when is the next True, and does it happen in Amsterdam?
Yeah.
And then Bill Borman, who's the founder of True, he said, well, give me a date. Tell me when. I said, why should I give you a date? It's your event. Well, you're going to organize it. All right. That's how it happened.
So then you started organizing it. Did you ever organize events before that, or was this?
No, that was the first one.
The first one?
Yeah.
So you
sort of
went for it?
Yeah, well, I organized some hockey tournaments in the past.
Okay.
But this is completely different. This is in the business. This is like, okay, this is official now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, because this is the, how many edition of True?
It's the 18th edition.
18th edition in total. So you've obviously seen a lot happen in this world. How would you say the sort of subjects have developed over time?
The social media one.
Yeah.
I think that was the one when we started. The mobile one is a big one, of course.
Because you've seen every technological change in the past, 18 years then, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, that's a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time.
It's 14 years. It's 14 years only. It's only 14
years. 14 years.
We
I don't mean to make you sound old.
Well, I am.
But it's fine. We need old people here.
Yeah.
But the amount of technological changes must be.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's been so much. I remember we got like these Rolodexes in the office. And then we
just sifting through them, finding
and then you got a computer, and then there was one computer with internet in the office, just one. Can you imagine? And there was even a discussion if we should have internet.
Big discussion, yeah.
Yeah, and
surely not. Why do you need it? You've got your Rolodex.
And I was recruiting IT people back then, so like web designers and stuff. Like it was really funny. No, I've seen crazy jobs popping up as well. Like, what is an app store content creator? What is an augmented reality strategist?
Yeah.
The craziest things I've seen.
But, to go from that to where we are now, where obviously this podcast is called AI in Recruitment for a reason, because it's just everywhere. And to go from Rolodexes to one laptop, one computer in the office, it's got internet. And now everything is connected, and we've got AI that's just pooping out vacancy texts. We've got AI matching people. We've got algorithms doing all that sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've heard this sort of phrase from about maybe 20 odd people, they're all saying the same thing essentially. They say, well, AI, it's not going to replace the recruiter, but it's definitely going to replace the recruiter who doesn't use AI. I mean, there's been about maybe hundreds of people on LinkedIn who've put that comment and sort of made it their own, and I go, well, read it somewhere else, but it's fine. How do you look at that?
I like the comment. If you don't embrace technology in general, then, it's there. Yeah. Would you really like to dig a hole to get your own water, or just open the tap? Oh, you want hot water? Oh, take it from the tap. And that is with in recruitment as well. There's all these technologies, and there's so many tools out there. Just start using tools. It makes your life so much easier. I like filling vacancies. I do it like crazy. Yeah. I mean, done 20 already this year. So, but I need my tools.
Tell me a little bit about yourself too, because the audience may not have no idea who they're actually listening to.
Okay. So, So my name is Gordon. I'm a recruiter.
Hi, Gordon.
Hi. I'm recruiting since '99. So it's a long time. Currently, I'm involved in recruiting the people at Rentokil.
Okay.
The rat catchers, as I say. So Rentokil is about pest control, mainly. And I use all kind of tools to do my work, to keep my work as easy as it can be. Yeah. So I can use my phone to type in numbers, but if I can just click the number on the screen and then it directs to my phone, that's like, okay, give me that technology.
Easy.
Make it work.
Quick few seconds.
Yeah. If I need to write a job description, indeed, I will do the interview, like what is needed, and I'll put the bullets in there and in AI stuff, and then here you got it. Oh, I want it written like this vacancy, and I'll take the other vacancy, put it in AI, and then I get a reconstruction of the other vacancy with the new text in there. I like my work so much that I don't want to do my work. I see it as a hobby. How can I automate things? How can I not do this and get a stellar outcome? That's how I think about the technologies nowadays. Well, all the time.
You're almost trying to eliminate yourself then.
Yeah, that's the best thing. We had a wonderful gig a few years back in Abu Dhabi, and the only message we got, get us more candidates. But hey, it's Abu Dhabi.
That's a good message, yeah.
Yeah, it was Abu Dhabi. It was winter time, so it was dark at 6:00. And we wanted to see Abu Dhabi, and we wanted to see the desert, and wanted to see the beaches and everything.
Yeah, why not?
Beautiful country. So we were just sitting there for 2 days, how can we automate this all? How can we not do this?
How can we get to the desert?
And how can we spend more time in the desert or in the beach? In the end, it took us 3 hours a day of working to make 180 interviews in a month. To get to 180 interviews in a month, just by automating everything. Oh, how do we build a list? Oh, we can automate that. How can we verify the list? Oh, we can automate that. How can we? Oh, we can automate that. How can we? Okay, done. So the only thing we have to do is to respond to the people that actually want to leave their resume with us and have an appointment.
You can automate that.
And we can automate that as well. So that's what we did.
Okay, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. How do you get to a quality candidate? How do you get to quality output to someone who's successfully going to be working somewhere in Abu Dhabi?
That's a 5-minute call.
5-minute
call?
Yeah,
we needed a 5-minute call.
Okay, what does that 5-minute call
For salespeople, it was quite simple. Have you done deals above 10 million? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Check. Next.
Really?
Yeah.
That easy?
That easy.
But these are jobs that were relatively easy to fill then, at the end of the day?
End of the day...
10 million plus
we had a big brand behind us, so that helps. The message was clear. They have to do sales above 10 million in software. Okay, that's clear. So the output was really clear to everybody.
Okay.
So if they have that, then come in. I think we hired about 70 people out of those 180 interviews.
70 people out of 180? That's
and that was the hiring managers were there to hire and not to rule out people. Just, okay, you're good enough. Okay, you're good enough. You're good enough.
Is that one of the most unique projects you've done?
Yeah, it's one of those cool projects. Yeah. Another cool project that's been a while was at Layer, augmented reality.
Okay.
Nobody knew what that was. What it was, super hype. Everybody wanted to know about it.
AR, yeah.
Augmented reality, yeah. AR, not AI.
Exactly.
That was a cool job as well. Like, get us 30 people within 3 months. Like these augmented reality strategists and these app store content creators. And like, what is that? What is that? What is an app store? No, that's those kind of questions you get.
Yeah.
Now, I've done a lot of crazy projects. Once had a project where they had a war room for us. It was called War Room.
Do you feel like Winston Churchill?
Well, something like that. And there was this iPad on the outside, which gave us a time, like this much time left.
Yeah.
Before you have hired all those people. And every day you came in, you saw the clock, you saw the war room.
Yeah.
And we had this big square table with 10 people around it. And half of them was just sourcing and the other half was just reaching out. And it was like, okay, this is like a boiler room thing. This is really like a war room.
That's insane. Yeah. Did you have like maps, strategies, or out, or like?
No, okay, just do it. 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 Just make it happen. Do. That was cool. And also another cool project was, the cool project I like is like high volume hiring.
Yeah.
Crazy job titles.
Yeah.
In a short period of time. That is what I like.
I mean, I think there's a bunch of people listening that might perhaps think, oh, well, actually, we're quite short of candidates here.
And it's all about the automation. So if you're discussing AI now, think of what can AI do for you. Mm-hmm. Not like, oh, how does it work? No, just play around with it. When I first heard of it, like, okay, this is actually working for us. It's like, just, how does it work? Oh, if I talk to it, oh, it talks back. Oh, that's why it's called Chat GPT. Okay. So you can just chat with it. Just like be stupid simple.
Yeah.
Ask clear questions. And then, okay, so can I ask another question then? Can I ask another question?
What was the first question you asked?
I don't remember. I do remember what my first tweet was back in 2006. I do remember that one. Like, I am busy.
I am busy. That's what you put out to the world.
That was it.
I am busy. Sorry guys, don't call me.
And at
I'm
that
busy
point,
sourcing people in the desert.
And at that point I was like, I had an average of 22.5 tweets over a period of 4 years per day.
22.5 tweets per day?
Over a period of 4 years.
Jeez, what are you doing?
Well,
what are you putting out in the world?
Yeah,
like,
a lot of shit. Actually, that's how Bill got to know me.
Okay.
And when I arrived at the first True, and my first True was in January 2010. Gordon, you're going to do a track on mobile. Bill, who are you? And how do you know I know stuff about mobile recruitment?
Yeah.
I follow you on Twitter. That's
he
cool.
saw all the shit you were putting out.
Yeah, that's how that worked.
So it got you a job in the end. That's good.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And then next, as you're accustomed to in this podcast, brings you a bit of random AI news every month. And my news is slightly different this month because AI in recruitment is part of the recruitment tech spectrum of media based in the Netherlands every year. We bring out the Recruitment Tech Survey and we ask, recruiters about the way they've used and adopted different forms of technology. So not everyone is as savvy as Gordon, obviously, but how they've adopted that in their hiring process. So this year we added a few AI questions because why not? And according to our survey, roughly 67% of respondents they're positive about the future marriage of AI in recruitment. 31.5 has mixed feelings, and a mere 1.6 says they aren't best pleased with it at all, and they describe their sentiment as negative. So, Gordon, with that out of the way, what do you make of that? Because 1.6%, that doesn't seem like an awful lot, but it seems to me like that 1.6% is going to be struggling. Yeah. If they are the ones just going... They're at lunch with their wife and they say,
probably
horrible,
probably I don't understand that they actually got it into this survey. Where did I find it?
Well, recruitment tech. We put it out to the world.
And they don't believe in AI.
So they read about technology, but they don't believe in AI.
So they do understand what internet is.
Hopefully.
But please somebody tell them that everything that's put on the internet is now in AI. So you don't have to Google it. You just ask it do that.
Yep.
So maybe in about 20 years, they might think, that AI thing. Yeah, that's something like I read about it on the web,
on
the World Wide Web. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite staggering to me. We did a similar question last year, and the positive response wasn't all that great because people were still quite on the fence about it. I think this says a lot about the fact that, okay, some have mixed feelings but are willing to adopt it. Majority obviously is positive about it. But I was curious to see, because this is just a report based on recruitment technology in Holland. So it's quite a small survey. Well, it's a big survey for the niche market that it is. It's quite a small survey. But in terms of just general AI news, did anything stand out to you in the past weeks?
Well, Gemini is there.
Yeah.
And I like it. And it's weird because I'm on the internet the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
So I use Gemini. I use Monica, I use Bing. I'm just like in there. So my wife started to read a book.
Okay.
And I was like, what is this book about? Do you know this book? Yes, I know this book. Can you tell me what this book is about? Can you tell me the highlights about this book? Can you explain those highlights? Why it's so cool? And then, okay, I go back to my wife. By the way, he did it.
Oh, you revealed the spoilers at the end.
Yeah. But that's how I use it. And with so Gemini is now officially there.
Yeah. Formerly known as Bard.
Yeah. True. And finding dogs in my drive, just get me this dog. Give me an extract of this document there.
So all the manual labor that you had to do, to find that one folder that was somewhere, that one image.
It's all in there.
Yeah. And obviously it takes, like for me, I'm the same. I work the same way. I would be remiss to me to say I was on the fence to start the whole thing because I thought, it's pooping out all this text and, well, to who does that data belong? I think data ownership is still a big issue. I think the legislation in Europe will solve some of that. I think the question will still largely remain of the fact that you can simply go there and you can eventually put in a prompt to say, well, frame this as if I'm Gordon Lokenberg.
Well, I'm not in there.
No, but you might be.
Yeah.
Well, you might. Well, I mean, they've got a bunch of tweet data that they can use, so.
But they haven't so far.
Tweet this as.
They haven't so far.
No, but I mean, it'll get to that point though, because all that data is going to be indexed at some point. I think data ownership remains.
And what I think about all this, that's the cool thing about it. Like same with sourcing. You can use a sourcing tool, but if you don't know what sourcing is, you don't know what the outcome, if the outcome is right.
Sure. Yeah.
So you can say or state like, AI gives you all the right answers. Not true.
Yeah.
If you're not the driver, then you don't know where you're going to with the data. So you have to understand what you're doing.
Absolutely. If you remain as a passenger, then you might get in trouble because it's the same. Like you put in, as we were writing this survey about recruitment technology users, obviously it's not the most sexy subject, but I was putting in graphs, just a graph, and let me check what Google Bard or Gemini thinks of this graph. What sort of conclusion would you draw out of this?
Yeah.
And it was producing data that wasn't in the original graph.
Yeah.
And I came to myself, where do you
make it up?
How did you make this up? Because some of the data was correct. Yeah. That was the weird part. Like he was going, okay, you conclude this, and this is part of a conclusion. And then it was just a random number with a random. And I thought to myself, well, obviously that's not right. So,
True.
but if I were just to go blindly and then go like, okay, yeah, that's fine, it's probably right. I mean, to me is troublesome. That is troublesome because I think there's. Obviously, you've got sort of well-witted individuals like yourself that will use the technology and still think for themselves. But there's going to be people out there that will use that and think, "Oh, that's true." And I think it's just so because we are now using Gemini, for example, as we used to Google stuff.
Yeah.
But we were accustomed to Google producing, well, at least close to the truth. But this algorithm is, well, pooping out information that's not always right.
True.
It's just blatantly false.
Well, it's similar to if you Google stuff, are you on the right website?
Absolutely
if
true.
They use the right keywords and give you all false information.
Just on Wikipedia? Or,
yeah. So that is it is what it is with AI. So you can use it as an extra pair of hands, but you still have to look at it. Is it done right?
Yep. No, absolutely. So we also ask recruiters, like, what is the primary usage of your AI? Because, and we could call it recruitment in Gen AI, because I think all we're talking about is generative AI. But so vacancy texts, that's not a surprise. Search and match, recruitment marketing, they also score relatively high. But it appears to be majority of the discussion is just generative AI, right?
Yeah.
Whereas these algorithms have been part of their tech stacks for years. And that's sort of what keeps amazing me. And you get to a point with this podcast where I'm being asked, okay, but what do you think? What do you think the biggest trend will be? And I go, it's probably just getting recruiters aware of what's actually happening. Because the same survey that we did says about 25% still is not quite sure whether they use AI in the first place. And you go, that's roughly 1 in 4. No, that is 1 in 4.
Well, if you can imagine, like 80% of the recruiters that are doing sourcing are working on LinkedIn Recruiter.
Yeah.
Point making. That's
the point. Yeah.
And if they tell me that they're not using AI, the only thing LinkedIn is doing at the moment is AI shizzle.
Absolutely.
So give me the best matches. Give me the best matches. Give me the best matches. And you're like, I'm not using AI. I'm not using AI. I'm not using AI. It's like crazy, right?
You're just using AI. It's all AI. Yeah. But it's somewhat amazing. Obviously, I've sort of worked in this world now for a number of years now, and you get to the point, okay, well, that's AI, that's AI, that's AI. It's been there for years. Like, these algorithms didn't just magically appear out of thin air. But so when people talk about trends, to me it's tough, because you see a sort of world that either they're fully into it, like yourself, automating all this stuff so you can have a nice cocktail on the beach, rightly so, well deserved, and there's these people just struggling through their work, thinking, well, I just can't find the candidates, they're not there, I've looked everywhere.
Yeah.
And you just go, but they're all doing the manual labor, the hard-nosed, hard work. I can just imagine them sitting 9 hours a day, sitting in front of their screen going, I just can't find them. What would you say to those people then?
I could train them.
You can train them? Okay, go on. Self-promotion here.
I train a lot of recruiters in how to find people, so that's what I do as part of my job. And yes, you can hire me for that, just for training, that's fine.
As long as we get commission.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine too. So, I don't understand why. I don't understand the why of that.
But do you see a lot, because you come across these people that I've just sort of created in my mind. Obviously, I speak to plenty of recruiters, but they're there, right?
Yeah.
They're absolutely there.
Yeah.
What does the first conversation look like then? Well, they come in, they were like, okay, but at least they're
open to
the first
thing I would explain them is how the internet works and what they are actually doing.
This is Google.
Yeah, and then explain what search engines are and what they're doing for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go to coolguy.nl and then to the other coolguy.nl. There's like websites where they have all the cool guys in one place. It's a search engine, for example. And that already opens up their mind, like, okay, so there are more ways to do this. Okay. And then you just bring in the tools and the tricks and explain to them, like, if you press this button, this saves you like 2 hours of work just by pressing this one button. Or if you're done with reading all those resumes, there's this tool and you get all these nice colors in front of you instead of you have to read all these texts. Okay. And they're always happy afterwards. Like,
you've just saved them
like tons of hours.
Well, years in their life, perhaps.
Yeah. Just by clicking on a button.
It's amazing. It's just because you think to yourself, there's so much out there in the world that you can use to make your job easier, to make your life easier. Obviously, I love reading books, so I don't go on ChatGPT to say,
like, what is this book about?
Who did it? Yeah. Mostly read like historical biographies, so I know beforehand I know who did it. But at the same time, you have to be aware. I think the biggest takeaway out of either producing this podcast or just in general, you have to be aware of the opportunities that are out there. I know that some of the technological stuff can seem scary at first because we're all sort of deep down, we've got a small sense of security, so we're afraid that we might get replaced and we're going to lose our mortgage and we're going to be in trouble and the kids aren't going to play football anymore because we've got no money for the shin pads, all of that. And I get it, but at the same time, being scared of something doesn't mean you shouldn't try something. Is that what you explain to these recruiters?
I just tell them, like, click those buttons and see what happens.
Click it.
It won't explode. As long as you don't push the red one, it won't explode.
It's not the war room.
No. So it's just, yeah. I remember getting into a cab discussing the internet back in the days, and the guy, he was not from the Netherlands. He answered in English. I don't go in the internet. It's all porn.
Depends where you look, mate.
Yeah. And I said, well, I love the internet. Not just because of the porn.
Oh, no. Don't go there.
So, yeah, it was... but why would you buy an electrical bike? Why would you take a train? Why would you...
Good question.
Why would you take tap water? It's all technology.
No, it is. Yeah.
Imagine the technology behind tap water. Well, that's crazy. We haven't even started here with AI stuff, but think of that technology.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get clean water from wherever?
No, it's absolutely right.
And people drink that water. So they do embrace technology somewhere.
True. Yeah, I mean, it's just, if anything, it's just sort of brought the debate. I think I wasn't aware fully of the internet debate because I was still 5 years old, just running around. I didn't care about the world. I cared about me and my football, just going everywhere. But now you get to see it firsthand, pretty much again. It must have felt sort of like Groundhog Day to some people who've experienced both, because it was the same, wasn't it?
For me, it's like just another next step.
Right.
You get used to like new technology. I remember my youngest, the middle son, he was 2 years old when I came home with the first iPad. Daddy, that's a big phone. Well, it can do a lot. You cannot call with it. And nowadays you can do whatever with it. So it's just the next step.
Yeah.
So I don't have to Google. I just ask it to ChatGPT or to Gemini or to whatever AI tool in front of me. It's just the next step.
It's just the next step. Cool. We did a nice little event that I will tell the audience about. We did an event called AI in Recruitment Outlook 2024, where we discussed some of the trends and well, basically just keep it simple, recruiters. Like, how can you use this technology, pretty much as this discussion has pretty much done again. So if you managed to attend it, well, great. If you didn't, well, shame on you, firstly. But we have good news because we recorded the entire thing. So you can pretty much watch it as you best please. Treat it as your Netflix and Prime, but then solely focus on AI and recruitment. That doesn't make any sense. But if you want to watch it back, starring the wonderful Janneke Oostrom, Mihai Rotero of Text Kernel, Laurens Warling of 8Vance, Martin Redstone, and many others, go to www.ai-in-recruitment.com/Outlook2024, and we'll hand deliver you a nice link so you can organise a watch party and learn some stuff along the way. Before letting you go, Gordon, if you look at your own career, I prepared a question for you saying, well, how important is AI going to be for you? You've already answered that, but can you see it going even a step further? Can people hire you and you can just, everything's automated, you're sat at a beach, you're having a lovely old time, AI is doing all the work?
Well, the project I'm currently working on, apart from Rent-A-Kill, is getting to that point.
Yeah, really?
Like fully automated. Yeah.
Obviously the client's aware of that. They don't care?
No.
They just want the job done.
They want the job done. They want it quick, and they want it within this period of time. And well, then you have a choice. You can hire a lot of agencies.
Yep.
Or just a smart machine.
And you're the smart machine.
I'll be handling the smart machine.
Slightly different question for you then. What if some lovely old bloke, say in Russia or something, goes and switches off the internet completely? Will you be able to do your job?
I would still be able to do my job. Less automated though.
Slightly, yeah. But would you be able to cope with that?
Yeah, that's where I come from. So
It's just going back to what you used to, muscle memory.
Yeah. Do we still have phones, or do I have to go back to the square and ask people?
Yeah.
I have even done that. Just walk through the shopping malls and like, hey, it's 8 o'clock. You're walking around with your girlfriend. You must be looking for a job. And it was, and that's how we recruit people. Yeah.
I think you've got a sort of natural God-given ability to source, maybe. Then. Yeah. Perhaps you should do something with that. Maybe.
Interesting thought.
Firstly, also thank you for hosting us at True. When's the next True event for people who couldn't come to this one?
Well, it's going to be, I think, end of October, beginning November.
Okay.
That's
again based in the Netherlands or anywhere outside of?
It will be in the Netherlands.
Okay.
That if we're talking about TruRotterdam, that will be in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Probably in Amsterdam. But could also be Eindhoven, or we're still debating that. And usually 2-3 months beforehand, then that's it.
That's the spot. Yeah.
I think the quickest one we organized in 4 weeks. Like, we're gonna do one. We need to do one now, and then bam, there it was.
Automated. Bam. Don't care. Yeah.
Done. But True is all over the world. If you go to Karachi, you have a True. If you go to Sydney, there's been a True there. San Francisco, there's been Trues. We have been discussing Belfast. Cool. One of the guys who's here wants to organize one in Belfast. True Zagreb, don't forget True Zagreb, Croatia, 11th of April.
Nice.
And that's going to be a cool one as well. And it's so much fun.
I love how it's spreading all across the world.
It's the true love, yeah.
True love.
The true love, the true community.
Awesome. Thank you so much again. Thank you everyone for listening. Yeah, well, any last notes from you?
Can I ask ChatGPT what to eat tonight?
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.